Hi, this is Charlotte from Yarns About Yarn, and today I want to show you how I sew together some of my amigurumi. This is a head that I'm sewing onto this Lovey, and to finish off the head I started with a magic ring at the top, and at the bottom here I have 6 stitches that were remaining. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up the front loop only of those 6 stitches. Oh, my thread needle came unthreaded. Let me just thread that again. Speaking about needles, I really like this type of needle with this bend on it when I'm doing amigurumi, because you can pick up your stitches a little bit easier, which you'll see when we sew it together. So I'm going to do a couple more here, and then one more. Okay, and then we're going to pull our tail shut, and what it's going to do is it's going to pull that hole of the last 6 stitches closed really nicely. As you can see, there you go, a really nice close. And I'm just going to do a couple of stitches back and forth here to secure it. And maybe one more and have it come out the middle. There we go. And now I want to sew this through this Lovey that I've made here. It's a square, and I'm going to put the head right into the middle of this square and sew it through. So I'm going to go right through the magic ring on the Lovey and go through to the other side, and you'll see that I still have my tail on here from when I started, and I'm going to pull that right through so that the head sits right in the middle of that magic ring. And I'm going to pull this magic ring tight that was from the blanket, and maybe I'll just scroll the camera a little closer. Oh, that's too close. There we go. And I'm going to knot these two things together to really secure them. There we go. But if I turn this over and show you, if I was just to leave it like that, you can see that the head's really wobbly. So what I like to do is I like to put the head, hold the head on to the blanket, and I'm going to go around, and I'm going to be sewing somewhere in this area between the 2nd and the 3rd row, and I'm going to pick up the stitches around here and sew the two things together. So I'm going to put my hook back through here, and I'm going right through, as you can see, right through and into the head. And this is where you can see where this hook bend in the needle is really useful. So I'm going to pull that tight. And now I'm going to just sort of go along here, pick up the stitch here, and pick up a stitch on the head. Go through here and pick up the next stitch on the head. Oh, I like it to come out about there. We go. And here. It's a little hard to do it when you're working through the camera lens, but went all the way along, following the stitches that round on the blanket, picking up the stitches of the head, and you can see how that bend in the hook really allows the stitches to come out nicely. Goes through and comes up through the head really nicely. And I'm just going to continue to work around, and when I'm done working around, I'll meet you back here and show you the finished look. Okay, so I've got the head sewn on, and as you can see, it's really secure. It's not wobbling about. It's a nice secure way of sewing it, and rather than just sewing it through the bottom. And sometimes what I do is I'll go back down into the wrong side and that's the knot that we started with, and sometimes I'll just do a couple of stitches to even anchor it a bit more, and I'm going through the blanket and through the bottom of the head as well. And I'm going to do that in a few places. And there. There. And I'm going to go back up to the middle here, where this tail is that we tied to, and I can tie them off again, and then I will just weave in the ends and cut them off. So let's take a look. There's the head, really nice and secure, centered on that center of the blanket. Really happy with that. So we can just weave these ends through. And I'm going to take this one, and then I can just nip them off. We're just weaving them through. There we go. And so that's my head sewn on there securely. And you just pull it a little bit, and then it pushes back down inside. So there we go, nice and secure. So now I'm going to sew on these arms, and as you can see, they're made to look like they have a little bit of a puff sleeve. So I'll do the same thing. I'm going to pick up these stitches and tighten them, and then I'll come back and show you how I sew these on. We're going to sew on the sleeves now, and I've got them lined up as per the pattern instructions for this particular Lovey. It's the Bunny Buns Lovey that I'm doing here, and it needs to be lined up alongside of the chain 3 gaps, and right where the white and the color contrast sort of meet, and that's going to give us a nice little effect of it having the bunny having a puffy sleeve. So to sew this on, we're going to start on the underside, and it's flat on the underside, so we're going to take some stitches on the blanket and pick up some stitches on the sleeve. And we'll just continue to work around, picking up stitches on the blanket and then pick up some on the sleeve. Pick up here on the blanket. And on the sleeve, and I'm just working my way around the sleeve and the blanket. Picking up a few stitches on the blanket and then a few stitches on the sleeve as we work our way around. And I'm kind of squishing it down a little bit now because we're sort of coming to where what would be the underarm. And so there's no puff on this part of it. And I just want to keep the puff on the top of the sleeve, so it's being squished down here. And we're almost back to where we started. I've got some tails here that I have to sew in yet. And I'm almost back to where I started. A few more stitches. And I'm back to where I started. Okay, so let's have a look. So it's sewing on there, like you can see where it's just, the puff is just hitting where the white is on the neckline, and it's going to give us a really cute look to, if I fold it up here so that we Cute little puff sleeve. So I'm just going to fasten that off and do the second one on the other side. Thanks for tuning in. If you have found this tutorial helpful, please like it and subscribe to my channel, as I always have new things that I want to share with you. As I learn new things, I like to share them with you too. Until next time, this is Charlotte from Yarns About Yarn, and peace and blue skies.